I know that as a culture we somehow can't accept. Like, we can't just like permanently accept that Phantom Menace is a bad movie. And again, every 5 years there's a circle back to kind of reconsider or reevaluate. And that's only because it's part of the Star Wars franchise. If it wasn't, we all would have dismissed this movie long ago.
Well, I don't know. Imagine how powerful this movie would be if this was all on its own. Like, no, it would be the greatest movie of all. If this just was like came out of nowhere and meant nothing to anybody, that would be awesome.
That's a good point. Right. Look, but I just want to say, I want to say to you, I want to say to everyone listening, everyone around the world, if I can, it's okay. This movie is bad, and that's fine, okay? We all collectively made George Lucas a billionaire. He's not giving us any of that money, so we can just admit once and for all that Phantom Menace is a terrible movie. And while we're at it, I think it's time for us to admit that George Lucas is what George Lucas is. He is an impossibly rich, racist dork. And I don't mean George Wallace racist, okay? I mean George Lucas racist. And what is George Lucas racist, which I would love to coin as a term because I think there are plenty of people around the world that are George Lucas racist. George Lucas racist is when the politics are fine, whatever. The person is fine, whatever. He's not harming everybody. But every time one of this guy's space creatures opens their mouths to talk, I cringe because I have no idea what kind of horror show accent is about to come out of this creature. I am not a Star Wars expert. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But every time a human actor speaks in Star Wars, they sound like they're in the Royal Shakespeare Company. And every time one of his outer planet space freaks opens their mouths, it sounds like if Birth of a Nation was a talkie. It's crazy that this was the most anticipated movie of all time. People were buying tickets to other movies just to watch the trailer for Phantom Menace. We've seen the Conan O'Brien Triumph remote. We know they were all waiting outside for days in their costumes to see this movie.
That's the best
because the movie itself is the least movie I've ever seen. There is so little movie in this. We always use the phrase pure cinema on Bergman's and on Movies Baby. What is the opposite of pure cinema? It's the Phantom Menace. There's no movie star charisma. There's no good lines. There is Darth Maul in the final lightsaber fight, which I said I really enjoyed, but it's too little too late, baby. This movie was so freaking anticipated. Oh my God. Which does make, I will say, Joe, I will say, actually, Darth Maul is not my favorite part of the movie. My favorite part of the movie is the opening crawl. The opening crawl of Phantom Menace is maybe the funniest thing in movie history. Because if you think of how anticipated this movie was, how highly, and everybody comes in, and the John Williams score starts, and the big Star Wars thing flashes, and everybody's losing their freaking minds and cheering, and then the crawl starts, and everybody goes, okay, and they've been reading, Ain't It Cool News for months, trying to figure out what this movie's going to be about, and oh my God, what's this movie going to be about? And then the crawl starts, and I'm going to read this to you, okay? Because this cracked me up.
Good.
When I rewatched. Turmoil has engulfed the Galactic Republic. Cool. Okay, great. We got turmoil. We got the Republic. Great. So far, so good. The taxation of trade routes to outlying star systems is in dispute. What? That's the second line of the premise? Like taxation of trade routes. And look, if this was like Tarkovsky directed it, I'd be like, here we go, baby. It's going to be like a weird about the bureaucracy of space. It's going to be fucking fantastic. But Star Wars?
Right.
Oh, no.
And Brett, remember, like, in his mind, this is that would be the second sentence anybody would ever know about if they watched it in his order.
Yes.
So
yes.
This is the first movie. This isn't the fourth one.
First movie.
This is the first thing you're supposed to ever know about Star Wars, is this, right?
Okay. Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly battleships. He's trying to make it sexy with deadly battleships. Yeah. Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly battleships, the greedy Trade Federation, easy George, has stopped all shipping to the small planet of Naboo. The small planet. Way to go. Way to amp up your space opera. This is where my favorite line comes in. Okay. While the Congress of the Republic endlessly debates the alarming chain of events. Endlessly debates is not are you trying to sabotage your own movie before it starts? Endlessly debates? We need real action verbs, George. Endlessly debates. Great. So we have an endless debate about taxation. The Supreme Chancellor has secretly dispatched 2 Jedi Knights, the Guardians of Peace, and Justice in the Galaxy to settle the conflict. But once again, settle, then it circles back to settle the conflict of the trade dispute and the taxation. What are we doing, George? Oh my God. But I have to say, I cracked up laughing because I thought of all the anticipation. There's a new Star Wars movie. It's the first one ever, and you're going to find out what Darth Vader was like as a little boy and all this stuff. And there was that cool poster where it was like Anakin and the Darth Vader shadow.
Cool.
That was a great poster. Very cool poster.
All the posters were cool.
All the Star Wars fans are waiting in line. They're in there. They're sitting in a seat dressed like Darth Vader, and they can't even see through their Darth Vader mask. And they're like, oh my God. And then this crawl comes up.
Yeah.
George, just have a picture of you with both middle fingers up and all your like piles of your merchandising money behind you. The scene where, oh my God, Joe, the scene where like Anakin gets separated from his mom. I was literally like, George Lucas, you've been rich for too long, buddy. Like, you don't like. You'd think this is what would happen if a mom had to say goodbye to her kid? Like, there's a scene that made me laugh that I don't think was supposed to be funny, that made me laugh a lot. It was where Liam Neeson, this brilliant fucking Jedi, all-knowing Jedi, is negotiating with Watto, and he's like, you know, if I win, you have to free the mother and her son. And then Watto goes, how about just the son? And Liam Neeson goes, all right, you got a deal. I was like, what are you can't take this kid away from his mom. But then that's exactly what he does. And the scene where they leave each other, the mom is like, I understand. I just wish you
Brett,
the best.
tell the kids at home why. Because why? Why? Because the midichlorians were off the charts.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. No. Joe, I apologize. His midichlorians were off the charts. He's like, sorry, Mom. Mom, your kid's midichlorians are off the charts. You can't see him for the rest of your life. Really sorry about that. It's okay. I understand. I wish you the best. Hopefully we'll meet again one day. George Lucas, what is wrong with you? You have kids? Just imagine. I guess he probably was. He was like, what would happen if one of my I guess I would be sad, right? I guess I'd be kind of sad.
I'd want a second hug.
I'd be kind of sad. Yeah, I'd really want that second hug.